Welcome to MKUSUAL Live. It's Cannibalism Tier List Day.
Oh, okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
We got, I believe, 10 cannibals or groups of cannibals here, and we're gonna build a tier list. You cool with that?
The Donner Party. That's the Partridge family of cannibals.
So let's go. Let's go with the first one it's gonna give me, and that is Ottis Toole was a drifter and murderer who claimed to have committed hundreds of crimes, including acts of cannibalism, usually alongside his, quote, partner in hell, old Henry Lee Lucas. Oh, not Henry.
No relation.
Most of what he confessed to was unverified, but the confirmed crimes are bad enough. He had a background of severe abuse, arson, and a documented history of mental illness and violence. He's often cited in the Adam Walsh murder case, though never really convicted for it. All right.
Says here he was a member of a satanic cult called the Hand of Death.
Ooh, that's okay. Okay. So ChatGPT says this is D tier cannibal.
Wait,
We're going S down to D.
Okay, wait, what's S?
S is superior. S is the top.
Okay, S, A, B, C, D?
Yes.
Okay.
So here's why he's D tier. The man was like a walking Southern fried fever dream of horror, grimy, chaotic, probably lying half the time, but also clearly dangerous and not redeemable in the least. There's no romance, no philosophy, no twisted rationalizations, although I doubt that because of this thing you pulled up about the just sweaty, incoherent, backwoods evil. You wouldn't let this guy near a gas station bathroom, let alone a kitchen. Well, I don't know where a kitchen... Oh, because he's a cannibal.
Yeah.
So how many how many people did Ottis Toole eat? I need to know that because that's going to play into my rankings. I don't know. Well, what did you find? He claimed to have killed 100 people.
I don't know the Adam Walsh case.
That's the guy who created America's Most Wanted. It's his son.
Oh.
Yeah, high profile.
See, that? Okay, that's... Wow.
But apparently it's hard to pin him down. Like, he's been lying about his crimes. But we do know some of his... He looks like a customer, dude.
Oh, dude.
He looks like a customer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make him and Henry Lewis a team. We'll put them both up there. All right.
Okay. I'm only familiar with a couple of these.
I want to know what his... oh, my God. I looked up his crimes on Wikipedia. It lists loitering.
Well, that's egregious.
First arrested at the age of 17 for loitering. Yeah, it turns out his maternal grandma was a Satanist who exposed him to various practices and rituals in his youth, including grave robbing.
Good Lord.
Toole claimed his abuse began when he revealed his homosexuality to his family. Oh, so him and Toole were a power couple. All right, well, I'm gonna trust him. I'm throwing him in because he's a liar.
What was the other guy's name? The Lewis?
The other guy's name was Lucas, Henry Lucas. Ottis Toole and Henry Lucas. So he's going in there. That was a good, okay. I'm gonna trust it for now. I'm gonna put them in there as a cute little couple. Okay, next. Sorry. Well, unless you have any thoughts.
What did it say? Sweaty country fried horror.
Yeah, well, it made it good. It's a Southern fried fever dream of horror.
Okay, yeah.
Grimy.
Unrefined, it sounds like. They're...
Yeah. And I think we're building it from the top tier. So our next guy, Luca Magnotta. Fame-hungry horror show. Luca Magnotta was a Canadian porn actor, internet personality who desperately wanted to be famous. He made fake fan pages of himself and spread rumors he was dating celebrities. He sounds fun. In 2012, he murdered Chinese student Jun Lin, filmed the dismemberment, and posted it online. He mailed body parts to political offices and schools. So he's political, all while fleeing across countries before getting caught in an internet cafe reading news about himself. Luca Magnotta, porn star. Do you think his porn is still up?
Dude.
There's no way. Oh, he seems like a dick. Animal abuser, too. Sure, a lot of these guys are.
Oh, the name of the title of the video he posted was One Lunatic, One Ice Pick.
Ugh, what a turd. Here's why he's D tier. I love these explanations. This dude didn't even like cannibalism. He used it as a branding tactic. Very millennial. Mm-hmm. That puts him below even the worst monsters, who at least had twisted personal philosophies. Luca's tier is low because his motive was pure narcissism. He weaponized cannibalism for viral fame. He's not a folk horror. He's a clout-chasing Reddit thread that gained sentience and bought a hacksaw.
Says he was found guilty in 2014 and is up for parole in 25 years.
Jesus. Don't do what's Canada?
They gave him life in prison, but
Okay. So there's probably
He
some
can-
kind of mandatory.
yeah.
He looks like a. I'm putting him even below the couple.
Yeah. So like farthest away from the
Yeah, he's the farthest away from glory. It depends on how we're doing this because
well, I just mean like the closer you are to D, it'd be like a D plus, and the farther you are, it'd be like a D minus.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that logic. All right, next up, C tier. We got the Donner Party. Snowbound Sadness. I have a feeling the Andes are going to be C tier too. In 1846, the Donner Party, an ambitious group of American pioneers, set out for California but made a fatal navigation error, got stranded in the Sierra Nevada mountains during winter. Supplies ran out, rescue was delayed, and many starved. Survivors eventually resorted to eating the already dead to stay alive. Out of 87 people, only 48 made it. It is one of the most infamous tragedies of Western expansionism.
They left from Independence, Missouri.
Oh, well, they were going to eat people anyway.
Yeah, they were
This
just
was just
87 people. Wow.
wow. Well, over half exactly half survived. So that's one body per person. Everybody gets one body except for the bodies.
I typed in, I tried to type in Donner Party, and it autocorrected to Dinner Party.
Says
I
it
thought that
all.
was a funny joke by ChatGPT.
Here's why the Donner Party's only C tier. This is survival cannibalism, Nick. Grim, tragic, and born out of desperation, not malice. They weren't monsters. They were just people in an unwinnable situation who made unthinkable choices. They get a whole tier above the Raging Freaks. Okay, so I guess we're calling the D tier the Raging Freaks. But they're still not in the clear because, let's be honest, some folks in that group got a little too cozy with the idea. There were allegations, and one guy always volunteered to, quote, check the bodies. What? Some survivors reported suspicious behavior from certain individuals, particularly Louis Kessenberg, who was the last one rescued and had a reputation for being odd even before things got desperate. He was accused of murdering fellow survivors for food, not just scavenging. When rescue parties reached the camp, they allegedly found him surrounded by human remains and a pot of stew with suspicious contents.
With teeth and hair.
He claimed he only ate the already dead and cried about it later, but others said he was disturbingly comfortable with the situation. Multiple rescuers testified that he was gleeful or callous. One even claimed he confessed to killing a woman named Tamsin Donner. He later sued for defamation, won $1 in damages, and spent his life being called the Cannibal Guy. Dude, you know what?
They used to be really good at nicknames back then. Like, you know, I think that's what they landed on, Cannibal Guy.
I am taking the Donner Party off the list. I'm just going with Lewis.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just going with him. I ain't going to blame those other people.
Because it's fucked up that the way that, like, you hear about the Donner Party, you think it was the Donners who were up to it. But they were,
I
sounds
know.
like probably the victims.
They were just trying to have a nice party.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for ruining your Donner Party. Okay, we got Lewis. Okay, so we're just going with Lewis. Okay, next up, we're going to do another C tier, I believe. The Andes survivors. So here's the story behind this. In 1972, a Uruguayan rugby team's plane crashed in the Andes Mountains. I believe the movie Alive is based off this. Out of 45 people on board, only 16 survived after 72 days trapped in snow-covered mountains with no food, no rescue, and temperatures that would kill in minutes. Facing starvations, the survivors made the harrowing decision to eat the bodies of the dead, something they swore never to do again once rescued. That's an odd... That's an odd... Who made them swear?
Scout's honor.
They were eventually found after 2 men hiked 10 days through the mountains to get help. Why are they C tier?
We're taking one of the legs with us. We're not going to make it over the mountain.
But never again. This is one of the rare cases where cannibalism becomes morally not awful. Nobody was killed for food. Every bite was filled with horror, respect, and guilt. How's that first sentence? Survivors even formed lifelong bonds with victims' families who forgave them. But it's still cannibalism, and the trauma is baked in. Like, not literally okay, maybe literally. So they live here, and that we understand, but still got to gently judge you for it here.
It did say that they only ate bodies of people who died in the crash. And they used the snow and cold temperatures to preserve them. 12 people died in the crash, and others from injuries in the following days. That was okay. So the crash happened the 13th October, and then an avalanche killed 8 more people on October 29th.
What would be?
Some might say that was God saying, "Here, let me help you out. Give you a couple more, a couple more meals."
Okay, we got the gay porn actor is dead worse. We got the guy who got abused as a kid. He's next. Then we got the Donner Party guy. Then we got the Andy survivors.
That's fair to me.
Okay. But I think we're going to throw a little corkscrew in your logic here. Okay. Because our next, as we move to B tier, Andrea Chikatilo, the creepy teacher you warned your friend about. Chikatilo, also known as the Butcher of Rostov, was a Soviet serial killer active from the late 70s to the early 90s. He murdered at least 52 women and children, Jesus, often mutilating and partially consuming their bodies. He was a former school teacher who creeped out literally everyone, students, colleagues, stray dogs, probably mirrors. I like when it tries to be funny. He used the dysfunction of the Soviet justice system to stay free for years, even after being questioned and briefly arrested early on. That's incredible to me that anybody could get away with that for so long. Higher level tier here. I guess it's because he was so good at it. He looks friendly enough. The Red Ripper. The Rostov Ripper. The Butcher of Rostov. Boy, oh boy.
So I just go about my day, and I go to work, and I see people on the street, and I like to wave to a stranger, or something. Just, try to be generally pleasant. And I just forget that these people walk among us.
Oh, yeah. You ever see that? There's a stat about how many times you've met a serial killer in your life, or you've sat next to one, or you walked next to one.
Yeah.
The average person walks past 36 murders in their life, according to the New York Post.
Yeah.
Bro, this is why you don't pick up hitchhikers. Okay. So why is he beat here? Like, I want an explanation here, because I feel like we had murderers and then we went to survivors. Now we're back to murderers.
Yeah.
So this guy is textbook terrifying, socially awkward, twitchy, unsettling, and quiet. The kind of dude who makes your skin crawl before you knew he was grinding up children in the woods. But he still managed to live among people, work, and fool authorities for over a decade. He's B tier because he had all the red flags, but somehow kept slipping through the cracks. A walking cautionary tale for don't ignore your gut around weird dudes who lick their lips too much. All right, next. Oh, this is a good one. Albert Fish. Victorian cryptid. Albert Fish was an American serial killer and cannibal active in 1920s and 1930s. Straight up nightmare fuel. Claimed to have killed and eaten multiple children, though only a few cases were confirmed. Most infamously, he murdered 10-year-old Grace Budd and mailed a letter to her mother describing in graphic culinary detail how he cooked and ate her. He also inserted needles into his own pelvis for fun. At the time of arrest, doctors found 29 of them. I believe that's supposed to say penis. Mm-hmm. Oh, pelvis and perineum. Ugh!
That's the end of his penis.
Oh, no. Albert, his birth name, Hamilton Howard Fish. Oh, no. He's an HH2, just like H.H. Holmes. Known to stab himself with pins, as could be seen from x-rays. He was also known to eat his own feces. Fish supposedly ate the penis of at least one of his victims.
This is saying he received messages from God telling him to do these things.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They said he was schizophrenic. And
Man, you would think, but then why would you send the letters? Why can't there be one schizophrenic guy who's like the voices are just like, mow the lawn, go to work on time, buy the birthday present? It's always the most heinous shit, dude.
right.
Executed by electrocution. Wow, okay. His motive here is listed as sexual gratification. Was schizophrenia even a thing then? When was schizophrenia invented? Or you know what I mean. Discovered. 1887. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll throw Albert Fish in the B tier. So here's why. Albert Fish is like if a haunted house turned into a person. He's in B tier because nobody should have trusted this guy.
What
Yes.
is he, a bowl of spaghetti in the dark? He's some peeled grapes that you have to stick your hand in?
Yeah, somehow he was a babysitter,
Yuck.
had 6 kids, and dressed like a deranged Civil War general. He's not A tier because he was always deeply disturbing, never passed as just a weird old guy. But he's also not C tier or D tier because the sheer psychological horror he carried makes him historic, like a cursed oil painting in a church basement that whispers. Okay. I'll respect that. I'll respect that decision. But the question for us, does Fish go, is he higher up here or lower than the Russian, the red, you know what I'm saying? Who's a worse?
It's almost like it's ranking, just giving him points for most likable or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Like there's like style points.
right.
I'm gonna put him higher than the Russian.
Yeah, basically he sent a recipe to this.
Oh yeah, that's like
Mother-
some like horror movie shit.
Yeah, that's just like.
Things are heating up. We're moving into A tier. I believe we have a woman. I feel like this is a DEI hire. Katherine Knight. Culinary horror show. Katherine Knight is an Australian woman who murdered her partner John Price in 2000.
Oh.
She butchered him, cooked parts of his body, and served his head to his children with vegetables. That's a good mom. You got to eat vegetables with the head of... All while setting a lovely table. She also attempted to cook his genitals, but got interrupted. The nightmarish...
She got turned on and had to rub one out.
Or what? Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't be vague about that shit.
Yeah. This nightmarish act was the culmination of years of violent behavior, including attacking previous partners with knives and boiling animals alive. The first Australian woman sentenced to life imprisonment without parole.
Dude. Do they have the death penalty in Australia?
There's no way. Unless she's a little old lady now.
Dude.
Do they not? The local backlash. Let's see here. I don't know if they have the death. I would doubt it.
Yeah, I would too.
I got another story about the head. The head.
Says she was raised in a dysfunctional family environment marked by domestic violence and alleged sexual abuse. What's an abattoir?
It's a slaughterhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she made multiple meals.
She left school at 15 and began working at a local abattoir where she developed a fascination with knives, a tool she would later use in her crime.
Oh, no. Okay, so when she killed Price, that was her partner, she skinned him, hung the skin from a meat hook on the door to the lounge room, then decapitated him, cooked parts of the body, serving up the meat with baked potato, carrot, pumpkin, beetroot, zucchini, cabbage, yellow squash, and gravy in 2 settings at the dinner table, along with notes besides each plate, each having the name of one of Price's children on it. She was preparing to serve his body parts to his children. A third meal was thrown on the back lawn for unknown reasons. It's speculated Knight had attempted to eat it but could not. This has been put forward in support of her claim. When they found her, Price's head was found in a pot with vegetables. The pot was still warm. Oh, she arranged the rest of his body with his left arm draped over an empty soft drink bottle with the legs crossed. Something claimed in court to be an act of defilement demonstrating Knight's contempt for Price. Knight had left a handwritten note on top of a photograph of him. Time got you back, Jonathan. Oh, she claimed for assaulting her daughter, although the accusation of the notes are found to be groundless. And I would say due to her history of just attacking random people.
Yeah.
Diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Okay, all right, cool. All right, Katherine, my friend. Not my friend. You're going in A tier. You are terrifying. This has to be one of those, like, she has to get points for being modern, I guess. The head is quite the, oh boy.
All right. Setting the table.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just like out in the woods, or
she's got to be very close to Mr. Fish.
Yeah, like the neighbors could stop by at any time or something. I don't know.
The way she arranged the body.
Yeah.
All right, next up. Oh, we got our first S tier. Armin Meiwes, the infamous cannibal of Rottenburg.
This name sounds familiar.
The respectable nightmare. Oh no, Armin Meiwes found a willing victim.
Yeah, okay.
Burned Jurgen Brands via an online forum for cannibal fantasies. Brands consented to be killed and eaten, which Meiwes did after a horrifying ritual. They filmed the act, and Meiwes kept part of the body in Tupperware. The gruesome details and the sheer bizarre nature of the consent involved left the case straddling the line between consensual and horrific. Meiwes was eventually arrested after he'd been caught bragging about it to others.
This says during their encounter, they attempted to amputate and consume Brandis's penis.
Oh. That, by the way, for Katherine Knight, it does say it was the table setting. Serial killer treats her victims like a dinner party. She wasn't eccentric. She was an artist in nightmare landscape. Okay, back to the consensual one. This one scares me almost more that there's people like this.
Right.
This, yeah. I'm starting to kind of get that.
It says he consumed approximately 20 kilograms of the man who offered to participate.
That's a lot.
It's like over 40 pounds.
That's a lot. I'm starting to like kind of vibe with this tier list because it almost is kind of an order of what scares me.
Yeah.
Like I would say that the shit bags on the D tier, they were so messy with it.
Right.
That like you could kind of just avoid those types of people. Like I would be more scared of being trapped in the mountains, something I can't control.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make sense for the C tier. Then B tier are just like horrifying menaces, but there's like a panache to them. And then A, you got the lady. She was flying under some radar. And then for something about the consensual nature of this freaks me out. It's like the depths of mental illness. I'm getting uncomfortable. The murder ladies wanted more content. We're keeping the tray.
It's like, yeah.
There's something, it's just so deeply.
It almost like the burned Jurgen Brandes, the guy who consented to it, in a way is like darker because it almost like validates the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's not like he was like an abused husband or something. Like they found each other. He was out looking for someone to cook him. Dude, you're right. That's what makes it. Maybe that's what makes it so scary. And he wanted to eat his own,
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Meiwes isn't just a cannibal. He's polite. This is why he's S tier. Almost disturbingly composed. Treats the whole thing with a kind of formal decorum, but he was.
This is like Hannibal Lecter level.
Yes.
finesse and like, well, not. I mean, just like the polite discourse and the like formality of everything, and
He offered the victim, if you want to even call him that, wine and painkillers before committing the act.
yeah, it says he stabbed him in the throat, which like you would think he would like find a merciful way to do it.
Oh, well, that's how you like kill an animal, though, right?
Well, yeah, if you're gonna eat him, you need to drain the blood. But like you could do that part after. You could like shoot them.
Yeah, but you don't know what the guy wanted.
Well,
you don't know what he was asking.
He did offer a Frankfurter as an appetizer. Okay.
All right.
Unfortunately, I do agree with most of this list so far. I also feel the same way.
All right. Next up, Isaiah Sagawa, actual monster media darling. Sagawa is a Japanese man who in 1981, I've heard of this, murdered and cannibalized a woman named Renee Hartevelt in Paris. He had fantasized about eating a woman for years, and when he finally acted on it, he lured her to his apartment, killed her, and then consumed parts of her body. Afterward, he was arrested, but due to his being declared legally insane, he was deported to Japan, where he became a media sensation.
That's so Japanese.
He did talk shows, gave interviews, and even became a minor celebrity. His fame was disturbingly built on his crime. Did he ever go to jail?
Seems like he just went back.
He did spend some time in jail, but his bizarre story is a little hard to wrap your head around. Arrested in France, spent 15 months in a mental institution. The Japanese legal system decided not to prosecute him because of his mental state and the fact that he had already been detained in France. What? He has lived relatively free, becoming a media sensation, making appearances on talk shows, and even releasing books and films about his crime. He never served a full prison sentence for the horrifying act, which has become a major point of controversy and disgust. He spent 15 months in a mental institution. So why is he S tier? The epitome of cannibal turned media darling. He didn't just do it, he leveraged the act for fame.
The epitome? Like this happens so often?
He quickly became a grotesque sort of celebrity, profiting from the horror. Calm demeanor, coupled with the fact that he openly discussed his crimes as if it was some twisted part of a career, makes him truly terrifying. It's not just that he's a cannibal, it's the fact that he turned his monstrous act into a public spectacle. What is going on in Japan?
Well, this is like that other guy who was trying to do this too, but just failing horribly, I guess. You know, like like the porn star. You just like he wanted this, but this guy did it.
He had to have been partially inspired by this. I guess this is okay. If I had to go in the fear factor, if I'm going with the fear factor here, I could see him S tier because it's like the victim gets no.
Well, it's just like I guess it's kind of like a similar feeling to the German guy because it's like there's an acceptance of it.
Yes.
That's scarier than the act itself, is that there's like a societal acceptance of this in a way. Like, obviously not everybody, but like enough people that, that's dark.
Yeah, it's the darkness rabbit hole. That's what we're doing. All right, I think it's our next one. You want to guess who it is?
John Wayne Gacy? Actually, did he? No, he didn't eat people. Ted Bundy or no, Dahmer.
Well, let's see here. I emailed myself this list. Oh my God. Okay. We missed an A-lister.
Okay.
We missed an A-lister, so I guess I will go ahead. I'll obey my computer overlord. I'm moving the German guy up. This makes a lot more sense. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. The male equivalent of that lady, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Who's that?
Known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, American serial killer, sex offender. Everybody knows who Jeffrey Dahmer is.
Yeah.
17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991. His crimes were notorious for the brutality involved, not only killing his victims, but also dismembering, often eating parts of their bodies. We don't have to get into Jeffrey Dahmer, so I missed an A-lister. I'll go ahead and throw him on the list here. All right, so I guess he does kind of fit more in with that lady. Katherine and Jeffrey kind of do belong together. And then the German guy and the Japanese guy kind of do belong together.
Yeah.
All right. Any thoughts? That's our tier list. We got the people. We got the consensual. We got the S tiers. The consensual cannibalism.
There was
And the guy became a media darling. Yep.
Well, I've told this story on stage. I used to work the door at this like dive bar, and there was a big patio. I was outside on the patio door, and these two guys kept coming outside and smoking cigarettes, and I was just sitting there like. I had to just sit there. I couldn't be on my phone or I'd get in trouble. And they kept coming out and smoking cigarettes. And they were like, oh, look at this guy. He looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. And they kept like, it was right after that Netflix
movie. Yeah.
So everyone was talking about it. And then so like anyone with glasses was Jeffrey Dahmer.
I remember that. Yeah.
And they kept saying it. It was like 4 or 5 times they came out over the course of the night, and finally I was like, oh, they just kept doing the same joke, and then they would like laugh and like haha, and they like point at me and laugh.
What are you supposed to do with that?
Well, I couldn't really like say anything, and I was like, oh haha, but then they just kept doing it, the exact same thing every time. They were just like getting drunker and drunker. So finally I was like, I'm gonna fuck with them. And I was like, hey, guys. They, like, did it again. I was like, hey, you guys know what the hardest part about being a serial killer is? And they're like, no, what? I'm like, just trying to fit in. And they were like, they just got visibly uncomfortable.
Dude, that's good. Good for you.
And then they were like, you're weird, man. I was like, yeah.
I'm weird.
Well, they just shut up. They like stopped even talking to each other. They're like so
That's bully behavior. They wanted you to feel some type of way.
And so then they go back in. They probably like get another round of drinks, and they come back out, and they like they didn't say anything to me that time. And I was like, okay. And then I'm gonna keep fucking with them. So I'm like, I was like, hey guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm having some friends for dinner on Thursday. If you want to come over. I was glad I watched every Hannibal Lecter movie. I'm having an old friend for dinner. I was like, I'm going to say that to them. Like, I'm having some friends for dinner on Thursday. And he just left. I never saw him after that. But
well, good. Okay. Well, all right. Well,
that's my Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Thanks for tuning in.
Wait, is that it?
That's it, man. That's all 10.
Okay, I thought they were.
Well, we had one more, but I skipped Jeffrey Dahmer. But I'm kind of glad I did because, that's a whole other... All these people are their own thing, but, no one's going to do it like this. Like and subscribe.
Yep.
You better do it. There will be consequences. Anything else? Are you sure?
No, this is it.
All right. Tune in next week. We have 10 videos a week. Just follow the channel. Bye.
Call your mother.